Here we go. All right, let's start off with a little review of, you know what, I have to stop this for a second. See if you could, yeah, if you could start laying down and have your, actually let's start marching with your blocks underneath, but you're going to review what your homework was.
Oh.
Any questions or comments regarding homework?
No.
All right, going well?
Uh-huh. It's just dog hair when I...
Just laying in the dog hair when you do it? Is that what you're saying?
Because I refuse to do it out.
You refuse to vacuum every day because you'd like to have, oh, okay. Well, that's understandable. It's kind of the man cave out there. Okay. So we're using 2 blocks, starting with your foot on the block. Yeah, either way works. Do it about half that speed for me. Make it a little bit harder. There you go. Oh, your chest is calm. Your pelvis is calm. Is your right foot relaxed?
It's on break.
It's on break? No, not your left. Your right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing happening in your neck. I like it. All right. Can I take one block away? And let's try it with 1 block.
You're weaning me?
I'm weaning you. Let's take a full walk around. How's your breath?
Fine.
Chest relaxed? All right. You can relax that right leg. I'm going to steal another block. And let's try it with no block.
Oh.
I know.
A little tougher.
Yeah? Good. You just put your foot on the mat and just want you to take an inhale and an exhale. There you go. And just feel your neck relax. Okay, let's start with that right foot again and nice and slow. And when you're lifting the leg, where do you feel what do you feel like is working? Like you have to point, say,
Right here.
right here is working. Love it. All right, rest the foot on the ground. Okay. Let's try the right leg. I mean the left leg. The other leg. Without the block.
Okay.
Let's just go to it. Can I ask you to switch hands and put your left hand on your left hip? Yeah.
I've been doing that wrong all along.
No, it's not wrong. Nope. I just wanted to see if anything changes with your neck. Girl, you're acing this. This is great. So again, this comes right back to us talking about pure movement, right? It's like everything from your hips up is calm and easy, and that thigh is working to lift the leg. Your hips aren't rotating. Now do it for me at half the speed.
It's a little tough at times.
It is. Okay, so let's continue this, but do it at what you just said, at half the pace. And it is tougher. You don't get the momentum going that you do when you move faster. So it's a little bit more work.
The resistance, you can feel it.
You can, like, especially just before your foot hits the ground, there's that, whoa, it's starting to get heavy, 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 and then it touches the ground, right? And same when you lift it off. It's that starting it and stopping it where your body works a little extra. Feels awesome though, doesn't it? Because then you can really feel the weight of your leg. And feel that quad working. Okay, so half speed and no blocks. That'll be your upgrade. Make sense?
Training wheels are off.
Yes. I love it. Oh. Okay, do you need to check that?
No, let me turn it off.
Sure. Alright, so you had also shoulder flexion to do, and we had done it with the elbow bent. So can you start with your left arm? With the elbow bent. Calm neck. Calm breath. I like it. Okay, how about you try straightening the arm all the way? Where do you feel things, muscles working?
It's stopping me. It's starting to click.
Okay, so then let's stop before the click happens. Yep, stay in a range where there's no click. Yeah, great. How does your neck feel? Your jaw? Anything? Any tension? Any tongue? Or...
No, it's busy breathing.
Breathing is good. And what feels good to coordinate the breath with the movement? Like, do you like to inhale up? Do you like to exhale up? Inhale up, okay.
Kind of keeps rhythm.
Yeah. So just let me know the last few that you've done. I'm watching. Did you click or did you stop before you clicked?
It hasn't clicked.
It hasn't clicked. Great. Okay, so I'm just trying to gauge where you're at so I know where you're going to. You don't get a click. How's the right hand doing? Is it relaxed?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
As relaxed as it gets.
Okay, so let's switch sides. Okay.
Start with the half.
Yes, let's start with the half. So how do you feel when you're doing this in your that upper shoulder and right neck area? Do you feel like you have to talk to it to calm down? Is it happy to stay calmed down?
No, it seems to. It's not. There's no pulling, no tightness.
You're not having to fight with it to keep it relaxed. All right.
Well,
right,
it's like gravity's keeping it all together.
Oh, okay. So it feels like it's just hanging out, hanging down. Okay, so let's try it with the arm straight. Any clicking on this side?
No. Oh, just did.
As soon as you say it. All right, so you're staying out of that quick range.
Yeah. I do feel like my neck's getting into it now.
Oh, okay.
Like right here.
Right here. Okay, great awareness. So let's take a break and just take a couple breaths. How do things feel in your abdomen and your low back while you're doing that?
Fine.
Nothing? Just
Not involved.
Not involved. Okay. Okay, so let's just do a couple more on that right side to see what if the neck is. Okay, the neck looks great. So yeah, so when you're doing these at home, go until you start feeling that neck get involved, and then take a break. You know, let it reset. And if you feel like if the neck is done today and it's not gonna relax again, then wait till the next day to do it again. You're like, again, we're going for that quality, not quantity. It's not like you have to do so many per day. I'd rather you do less and do them with no neck involvement, right? We want to reinforce the pattern we're looking for, not pushing it just to do so many sets of reps. Awesome. I love it. All right, take a break. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate our next one. We're going to start with the right leg, and it's going to be the same thing with your fingers on your hips. You're going to bring the ankle to the knee. And then back down. I'm just going to watch you do that a couple times.
Do I let it relax?
Yeah. Doesn't bother me in the knee. Okay, couple more times. When you take your left foot, just put it a little bit further away from your hip, like towards the wall, that wall.
Oh.
Yeah, just okay. Yeah. So when you go to put your knee there,
So it's not going.
so it doesn't have to come up quite as high, yeah. Ooh, I can tell you're working hard. Concentrating. When you put your right foot down, make sure the weight fully goes into the foot and it relaxes, and then lift again. There, yeah.
Like that?
No, I meant when on the mat.
Oh.
Actually, in both
okay.
positions. Like I want it to be like a full, like the weight's off on the mat, and then when the
Okay.
ankle comes to the knee, it's like a full.
It's like a total release.
Yeah, total stop. Yeah, total release. Yeah, that's perfect. And then. So let's take that left knee again just a little bit lower so the foot goes away. Yep. And I want you to be aware with your left hand what your left hip is doing when that right ankle comes up. Let's see if it does it again. So lift the right ankle. And then the foot to the floor. Sorry, you're right in front. If you want to switch, you can.
No worries. I'm going to have a mask can.
Only in Florida. There's just a slight movement of your right hip going up, or sorry, your left hip going a little bit up towards your left armpit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you feel that? It's really small, and it's been decreasing as I notice you're concentrating and slowing down.
Is it like it's shifting?
It's like it's shifting this direction. I'll do it for you. It's like it's going this way.
Yeah.
So it's staying on the mat. It's not lifting, but it's tilting.
Okay.
But very, very small. So let's see, kind of get an idea of where that left foot is.
Okay.
And how high your knee is. And we'll kind of make that like your go-to height.
Okay.
Because that will keep the hip from, so you've got more than a foot, I would say, between your hip and your, so yeah, bring your foot to the ground and just hold it right there. And right before you're
Well, it feels like it's lifting.
off, you feel like the weight comes
Yeah.
off the mat. Okay, so let's do it really, really slow. Bring that right leg up and then rotate it.
See
Rotate.
it.
Oh, so I
When
want
I
you
go
to.
this way,
Okay,
that's
that's
when
what
I
I
feel
wanted
like
you to find is
lifting.
where is the spot that it starts.
And now it's lifting off the mat.
Is lift. Yeah, but you feel that. So then let's put the right foot down on the mat and take your left hand and slide it underneath your low back. Yeah, just rest
flat.
You know, actually, if you put palm up, because I want you to be able to feel what's going on in that area. So it's kind of like your fingers are a little bit on bone and a little bit on your low back muscles.
Okay.
Okay? So then I want you, and feel what's going on.
Well, now it just pressed down on my finger.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good.
But I can feel there's no pressure like here. I'll show you when. Right there.
Right there. You start to get that.
And that's when the pressure goes back.
Yeah. I see there's a little. Yeah. So let's not take the foot to the ankle to the knee. Let's just go up until the point where you feel that hip lift.
Like that?
Yeah. Can you? Yeah. So you don't have any change in this position.
It's not moving.
Can I touch your foot?
Uh-huh.
And then let's just take it a little bit this way and stop before.
Okay.
Yep. And then go back down.
There was less movement.
What'd you say?
There was less movement.
Right, there was less movement. Yeah, and so I love that range for you. Like, you keep it nice and slow.
You know I don't do anything.
We're in a new place. This is your new place to do things different and open. Okay, let's give that leg a break. Okay, take a couple breaths while I write something down.
Although Gordy's godfather said my speeds were slow and stopped.
Okay, so let's do the same thing on the left. Yeah, let's start with that right knee low. Yeah, and then we'll lift that.
Am I putting my hand under?
Yeah, do the same thing on that side. And then, yeah, so bend your knee. Try and bring your knee a little bit closer to your chest before you rotate.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I saw just a little bit of a hip, just a tiny bit. What did you feel? I should ask you what you feel before I tell you.
Well, my hand underneath doesn't feel anything.
Your right hand isn't feeling anything. Anything happening?
Hang on. Not really.
All right, try and go a little bit further with that rotation of the hip.
Right there is
Yeah,
when
you
it starts.
Yeah. So don't go into the starting, stop before the start. Excellent.
Ooh, the top one.
Which, do you find a difference between the two legs?
This one's weak. It already feels like it's getting tired.
Yes, then take a break. That's totally fine. I know your hip flexor works hard, right in the front of your hip. That's really interesting though, and that's the same kind of motion that we see, you know, when you're sitting up and your knees are high. That external rotation, like bringing your legs out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
that's
mine don't move.
Don't. Well, they have been moving. Can't say that. They have been increasing.
They're getting better.
They're getting better, yes. And we're going to coax them. But that's great. Okay, so the idea is to, again, only move till before the hips start to, because your body can let you get into that position, right?
Yeah, but it's
But moving the hips, right? But we're going to try and do it with just the movement of this hip bone, of the leg bone in the hip socket. Make sense? I love it. All right. Let's try. No, I wanted to try. Could you take a towel out from under your neck?
Oh,
I got us some skinny noodles. Do you want to try and put the skinny noodle under your neck and see how that feels? I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be much bigger than your towel. Is
Yeah,
it any?
they're-
Not bigger.
I think it's
About,
the same.
it's about the same. All right, let's take that out. And this is going to step up, but let's give it a go and see how that feels. Is it too big?
Oh, my head's off the ground.
Can you grab your is that a penguin towel or Gatorade towel?
Yeah.
And just maybe 2 layers or 4 layers, and see if you can put that under your head so your head can rest with the noodle, but with like a thick enough so your head can rest on the towel that's on the mat. Yeah. Might be thick, but let's try it. Put it like
Where am I?
like underneath your head, so instead of your head floating,
Okay.
it'll rest on the
Oh,
the
okay.
towel. Just wanna see.
Now it's completely suspended. I can barely feel.
Oh, feel the noodle. Okay, so let's cut the circle in half, the towel circle. But maybe not a roll, make it a fold.
Like that.
Yeah. And see if that's enough to have your head so it's not floating.
There
but
we
it's,
go.
But it's still comfortable.
Mhm.
All right.
There we go.
So how does that compare to having the towel under your neck?
This feels better.
Right? I guess the noodle is firmer.
Well, it feels like there's something actually there.
Something.
When
Yeah.
when I've got my towel there, it's just
Okay.
there.
Yeah, it's just hanging out, kind of. Yeah, so I'm just trying to create a little bit of a curve with that noodle. And so it looks like your chin is like up and like not just up towards the sky, but like a little more lifted like towards your forehead. Does that make sense?
Okay. Well, it's my head's back, but not as far.
Okay. Okay. Good. All right, so let's just do, touch base with our breath. I know we did some work about getting to know our regular baseline of our breath. Your neck is awesomely relaxed right now with your breathing. You feel any tightness at all when you breathe? Like anything in your belly or your ribs? Everything's
No.
good. Low back is fine. So let's add in the shoulder flexion that we were doing earlier today, now that we have the noodle underneath. Let's start with the left arm.
Just straight.
Yeah, just straight arm and lift it. Yep. If you could alternate arms, that would be great. What do you feel in your neck?
It's a little tight on the right,
Okay.
but it's not really straining.
Okay. All right, that looks good. let's switch to, I'm going to ask you to just lift up your head, and I'm going to slide out the, I don't know if you can take out the towel. That feels okay after that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Alright, so let's do, I think we've done it before where we kind of just tuck the chin slightly, like we're trying to make a little bit of a double chin. And then I want you to lift the head off the mat about 1.5 inches. That's probably 4 inches.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because you can't see. Yeah, so just, there you go. And I want you to think about, let me see. I want you to think about not bringing the chin to the chest, but bringing the chin straight up.
Like this way.
Yeah, so it's a tuck, yeah, and a lift. Very nice.
Just what I need, a tuck and a lift.
You rock. Sign me up. And again, go half that distance. But give me a double chin before you do it. Yeah.
This is not what we want on selfies.
Precisely. Okay, I still would like less movement up. You're working so hard. There you go.
It's hard to tell how high it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, slow down and take a little bit more break in between each one. Yep, there. That's high enough. Yep, there you go. And take a break.
That feels weird, right in here.
In through your jaw.
It's not a bad weird, it's just...
Does it feel...
It's like nothing I've ever had to think about.
Okay. When you place your hand on the front of your neck, you find your Adam's apple. You can kind of like shake it side to side, right? Like it kind of, yep, there you go. And if your fingers are on each side of that, there's muscles. If you just let your fingers sink in on either side of your Adam's apple, there's muscles right in there that are like the front side of your spine. Yep. And that's what we want to use to do that lift. So poke around in there, and they should be nice and relaxed right now. And then this time I want you to just barely lift your head off the ground. So just a little chin tuck, and then lift it up. Can you feel that under your fingers? That's exactly what we want to strengthen. That muscle is awesome for keeping our head in the position where we want it, over our shoulders.
Where mine is never.
Where it could be. And so the muscles, because our head's forward, the muscles on the back of the neck, right, are doing all the work. Because your head's hanging out there and they're like, oh, we gotta hold it before it falls off. So if these guys were working a little bit harder,
Like right here.
yeah, exactly. They run vertically on the front of the spine, and they're super important, but it's not really like an exercise that we do very often, right? And then the more our head goes forward, the less these muscles can participate. So it's like, oh, let's wake them up, get them to participate, and help hold our head the right spot. But I find they can tire quickly, and then other things start to kick in and do it for us. And just check in with your rib cage. See a little bit of gripping. Really try and keep your belly relaxed. And you don't have to go.
It's almost like
Yeah.
here, just it gets involved no
Yeah,
matter what.
I saw it, and it's okay if it gets involved. I don't want it to be like bracing and overworking, you know, which is different than being just involved. Yeah, see, now it's more relaxed there. All right, take a break. That's a lot of those, truly. It doesn't take much to to get those going.
That's interesting.
And be mindful of your jaw as well, because the jaw shouldn't be working. So try and keep your mouth closed, but relaxed. Oh,
That's a tough one.
I know. Baby steps. Like I said, quality. Even if you just do like 3, 4, 5 and your jaw remains, just be aware of your jaw. Like it's going to be a process, right? Like if you feel your jaw, do you want to put your head in the shade?
Oh.
We can move over. We can lay this way so it's not. You want to switch our direction? Let me just pause.